What's up, everybody? Welcome one, welcome all to the Monger Show. A special, a special revisiting of YouTube edition. I don't expect anybody to come in because I've been gone for so long. Everborn, what's going on? Jim O'Reilly, what's up? Hey, I'm gonna turn my car off. There's no need for this mess. There's no need for this mess. I got dogs barking and everything around here, chickens crowing and stuff. Roscoe, what's going on, man? Feeling like a dragon today. Who is this skinny guy? That's what I'm talking about. Like the commercial, non-genetically modified jerkmonger. Anyway, how you guys doing? I thought I'd take a little time. I've been driving around taking care of my family. Looking fit. Thank you, Siege. What's up, Siege? Hey, what's up? Yeah. So I haven't slept yet since yesterday. I was on with Mike for a while working on his cover. I told him I was gonna take care of his cover for him. Can you guys hear me okay? Family first, word. But anyway, yeah, I taking care of stuff with the family, making sure things are squared away, and gearing up. I'm heading towards audio's good. YouTube wasn't the same without your walks, brother. Loud and clear. Captain Heltz, what's going on? Looking great. Thank you, X-Gal. I appreciate that. Eric Weathers, how you doing, man? Smoke them if you got them. So yeah, I decided to take a break. I have these. I have to cut my hair. See, I look like a damn raggedy dog. But last week was a rough week. Got a bunch of stuff going crazy. I know I need to go to the barber. We'll see. The Monger Elites. I like that. Yeah, I just thought I'd come by and say hi to you guys and say what's up. And I have my windows open in my car, just kind of relaxing for a minute. I got these cigars from Brian Shearer, my boy, the other half of Paranormals. And so I smoked one. He gave me like a little bundle for Christmas. Like, this is one of them. I'm just excited because I really do enjoy smoking a good cigar. And these are Rocky Patels are good. CC, what's going on? Oh, CC, what's up? So you guys missed me, huh? The 50th show is going off Thursday. Yes, Jim O'Reilly, it is. GSTP right now. GSTP. Gunship and the punch. Yep. Oh, snap. Gunship. So yeah, just having a good time. What's this say? Just got in my car, saw you live, jumped in. Man, I appreciate that. I was wondering if anybody would come in, man. It's been a while. So I guess I'll give you YouTubers an update. Brian Doble, oh, 2 live feeds in one day. How lucky. Yeah, I didn't want to smoke my cigar alone. Is that cool? Is it okay if I smoke with you guys? And look how much cigar is left. This thing does not burn. Oh. So I'm working on that. I worked on a cover for my buddy's book. He's developing a campaign for a novel. Brian who? Hamaquo. Then like a good cigar and a cup of coffee. I don't have a cup of coffee, although I would have enjoyed a glass of bourbon. That would have been nice. Yeah, I after the live stream last night with Mike, I don't come around to YouTube much lately because I've been spending a lot of time, unless with whiskey. I hear you, CC. I hear you. CC, I gotta send some stuff to you, man. Um, Elliot, Cam, what's going on, man? Or bourbon. I like whiskey. I like whiskey fine. Yeah, yeah. Have you tried CC? Are you drinking that screwball, that peanut butter stuff? Incredible, dude. Incredible. Thank you, Cam. I am doing well, man. I'm doing well. As you can see, I'm down to. So, probably the last time I talked to you guys, I had lost some weight. I think I had lost 10, maybe 15 pounds. Um, I'm down now to. I was at 260, and now I'm at 238. Mike Oxmal, how you doing, Mike? Good to see you, man. Roscoe says, I'm looking forward to putting up my awesome Jerkmonger Batman in my new house. Ooh! Peanut butter whiskey, only Irish whiskey this month. Bro, come on, man. Try it. Just give it a sip. Don't indulge too much. Just take a sip. Just take a sip. It's gonna be all right. So yeah, I've been doing a lot more excavating over on Instagram. It's been going well. Um, for some of you that may or may not know, bourbon season begins May 1st. Ooh, bourbon. I started a bourbon season. That's right, Roscoe. I started a T Public store. Thriller Art, what's going on? Listen, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I'm putting a lot more energy over into. Um, um, I think I am ready for. I think I'm ready for the 50. I'm ready. Kentucky Derby bourbon. Oh yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. So, CC, we got to get together, man. I hope, God willing, if if Corona doesn't kill everybody like they everybody thinks is gonna happen, no. But if not, man, I hope that we can get together in New York, man. I really want to hang out with you, so we'll plan a night and we'll just get together, you, me, Andy, whoever wants to join us, I guess. But I need to spend time with you, brother. I think about you a lot, man. You are a shining star in this whole community, and I appreciate you so much, man. In the way that I you know that I know firsthand the way you handle some stuff, man. And I'm I'm ultimately very impressed with you, man. So I'm a big New England IPA fan. I don't like New England. I'm from the Bronx. Let's get that straight. Anyway, miss me at C2E2. Yeah, you know what, man? C2E2 is not my show, man. I'm just gonna go. This is the first year in a while that I'm going to Heroes, and so I'm looking forward to that. And Heroes is gonna be great, man. I can't wait for that. But and it's gonna be in the middle of the summer, so I'm not worried about viruses attacking people's brains and stuff. So just last week I got sick. I had a flu, and then I got hit with the shingles again. That was very bad. Corona free so far. Let's plan something. Back to driving. We're listening. We'll listen. Have a good day, all. Right on, CC. Be safe, brother. So Cam, yeah, man. I can't do. Chicago's hard, man. Chicago's it's a tough town for me, for my product, and I kind of need to focus, you know, where I know I can get business. So, I know that sucks, but I think my cigar's dying out. licking door handles. It was a hassle. Yeah, I just I feel bad because I love Repop. They do great shows, and I love Mike Negan. Mike Negan is Mike Negan. He is definitely one of my friends, and he's also one of the people that kind of, I gotta be honest with you. I started getting more interested in charities. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of what I've been doing. Some of it might sound weird coming from a guy smoking a cigar, so just get over it. So I like cigars. It's once in a while, for crying out loud, like once a quarter, I smoke a cigar. Sheesh, all this pressure for clean living. Look how big this cigar is still going, man. It's like a 2 hour cigar. But no. So what I've been doing is I've been focusing more. So what I started to do, as you guys, some of you may or may not know, but I started a comic strip. Um, it's not interrupting Doom Kicker or anything like that. It's just I've had to kind of I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I've been putting a lot of energy into. There was a lot of things I needed to learn, and a lot of things I needed to get better at. I'm now taking medication for attention deficit hyper disorder. Um, that's not an excuse, but I have some really interesting thoughts about how that works, and there's not a magic bullet for that, so that's not the point of that. But it does help me to focus. It does help me quite a bit, right? So the other thing I'm learning, I also purchased for the iPad. I purchased an app called Things, and that has become the real lifesaver. So it's really the combination of taking some kind of medication that helps me focus, and then at the same time, being able to rely on a tool that gives me strategically gives me the high ground, if you will. I kind of talk about these things as military terms, and I have been doing really well uh, doing my morning routine, which is I learned something from Doug about getting up early, and that was something I thought was a really important um, something I need to do because that's the best time in the day to kind of just like get your head straight. Unfortunately, though, I've been just last week was everybody was sick, which has created tons of damage to my ability to have a structure. Um, and that's really what this is all about: is getting used to having a structure. Um, so now I'm having a structure, but it's thrown off by the family being sick, and then I got sick and blah blah blah. Because of that, so for about a week's worth of time, I'm trying to catch up. So what I've been learning to do is really the better version of time management is just going through and giving myself opportunities to not just work on one thing all day, but to work on multiple things all day. So that there's a percentage of progress that's happening in all my different projects. So why am I working on so many projects? Because I want it's not merely because I have the money from Doomkick. Listen, oh my gosh, I'm already exhausted. I'm already exhausted. Love your work so Inkwell. Thank you, Inkwell. I appreciate that. Come to Comic Palooza and stay with me. Roscoe, where's that? Siege, are you still here? Siege, I don't know if she's here or not, but let me tell you something about Siege. Siege is my sister from another mister. That's weird. I just appreciate how tenacious she is, right? Houston. Oh, guess what though, Roscoe? So I come back from Peter Mike. What's up? You just finished watching Jerk Time. Don't you sleep or what? Nice to see you. I don't know. I come back from this weekend. I'm going to Florence, South Carolina, for what is called PowerCon, Power Comic Convention. And then after PowerCon, I come back. I'm going to spend some time with the family. I'm visiting some family down south. Uh, in Cape Coral. My in Puerto Rico we have I don't I'm not sure about this in like in other Spanish communities. But in the Puerto Rican community, we call cousins a lot of times we're like brothers. We're always together. And we call those primo hermanos, so like cousin brothers. Or yeah, cousin brothers. My cousin Albert, he's a fantastic chef and he's an engineer and he's like a jack of all trades, but he does everything so well. It's not like he does a few things well. He does everything well. He's my younger cousin, but he's brilliant, 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 brilliant. Anyway, and he and I love to have a good drink together, so that's gonna be fun. But after I get back from that, that's gonna be a spring break. After we get back from that, we will be Andy and I think a couple of the other guys in my group. We're gonna be heading down, not down, but out to man Smoke Monger today. Word. We're gonna be heading out to Dallas. So I don't know about if that's. I know Houston and Dallas are not in the same area, but Roscoe, that might be the one of the ways we get to hang out, man. If you want to come out to the Dallas Expo, Fan Expo in Dallas, that's in a couple of weeks, Roscoe. In a couple of weeks. So yeah, I it's been very exciting. So the things that have changed for me is that I started to not just get myself organized, um, but also to reprioritize my life. And it's not just about work anymore, and it never really should have been. And a lot has changed. A lot has changed. Zay Comics, what's up, man? Oh, Roscoe, I would love it, man. I would love it. But a lot of it's about prioritizing. I gosh, I sound like a hippie sometimes. How's Baltimore looking? I think we're talking about it, man. I think that's a go. I'm not sure for sure. Manfred Barantes. Elliot, welcome back. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Just got the proof copy of Magic Cop and brother. We are shipping this month. Congratulations, man. That's great, bro. I'm super stoked for you, man. Awful Redneck Gaming. What? The man. Pots and Pen. Dark Admiral March. Hair. Hi, all listening along while driving. Right on. Is that a rooster I hear? You know it. We have a family behind us. No, roosters. They're not supposed to be in the city, but yeah. So anyway, the big thing for me is to change the way that I look at just life in general and where I'm putting my energy. So what I think I've been doing wrong, and I think a lot of us are doing wrong, and I can't speak for everybody, right? Because this is a very personal thing. This is a very spiritual thing for me. But I want to dedicate more of my life, my time. I like what Mike says. That was it. Your time, something and resources. Is that right? Time, something and resources. I'm really interested in advancing what Christians call advancing the kingdom, which is not exactly what I've always thought it was. And so there's opportunities all over the world, and in your neighborhood, and on your own street, on your own block, um, maybe in your own house. But there's opportunities to share the love of Jesus in ways that I never could before, because I was too consumed with um, making art. I was defining myself as an artist first, and not as a Christian, not as a follower of Christ, not as a, a a being who claims to be made in the image of God, right? So that was the big deal, and I was getting swept up, caught up. Mike D'Souza, how you doing, man? I'm just stopping in for a visit, man. I'm just stopping in for a visit. Um, so everything I'm doing now, I still have to pay the bills. I still have to. Everybody does. So that's not a negotiable, right? But what I'm planning on, what I'm doing is I'm trying to put my money where my mouth is. And the changes that have been happening in my life have been significant in that I've started, I want to, I want to matter more, um, to even to people who would never meet me. Peter Sharon, good morning. Good morning. So even as I enjoy a gift and the cigar, there are people out in this world who don't have anything. And I've talked to you guys about this type of stuff before, and I'm, sometimes, the tendency that we have in anything like this is that we want to like get all soapboxy, and I'm not trying to do that. I really am trying to just update you guys with what I'm doing and why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, so that some of you may have heard, some of you may have heard, uh, may have heard rumors that I've gone crazy. Those rumors are greatly exaggerated. I'm not. I'm happier than I've ever been, and because I'm more focused now. And it's not about the medicine either. It's about focusing, having a genuine why. So it's been adopted by the culture, but especially business culture, to establish for yourself a strong why. I don't know if you guys understand about that. A lot of insects flying around here. But the idea is to have, you need to have a purpose that's so great that it will propel you. The purpose has to be strong enough, big enough to propel you and to make those decisions that you need to make very, very clear. Mavi says, if you do his will and not our own, he will not forget us. Well, that's a good point. He says, but guide us and reward us in kind. Even when it's tough, he never said it would be easy, but that he would be there with us. That's true. But I also think there's an opportunity um, to be more active. I'm genuinely just trying to like share with you my heart about these things. What? I never heard such rumors. I started the rumor that you went crazy, joking. Jelly Goblin, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Your mission statement. That's right, Captain. It is about your mission statement. It's about, really, it's about what is your, again, your stated purpose. Like if I thought, man, June bugs. I thought it was my family, and I'm realizing, no, it can't just be my family. That's like saying, my purpose in life is to breathe oxygen. Yeah, I get it. We all breathe oxygen. We all need oxygen. We all have families. We all have bills. Um, and by the way, I must stress this point, right? Peter Mike says, so you're saying you found your Deus Volt? Maybe, maybe. Hold on, let me turn that puff. The goal is to reach as many people, for me, as a believer in Jesus Christ, is to reach as many people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. As a follower of Jesus Christ, that is the greatest gift I can give anyone, right? But James says something in the New Testament that's very, very powerful. Like, what good is it, if you're ministering to someone and you just say, hey, be well, um, peace be with you, and that person says hungry, and you don't give them anything to eat, then he would say that your faith, you may be saying, oh, I'm exercising my faith. I believe these things. He's saying your faith without works, without this kind of work, is dead. It's of no value. It's of no substance. And so, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're not a Christian. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that we're trying to, we're trying to, we've got to make a significant difference in this world, not just a casual difference. And that means, like everything must be intentional. Everything must be on purpose. So this is why it's been difficult for me to think that way, because I could never focus on any one thing. And now that I've been putting more energy into focusing on what's important, What are those things that are important? Those things are not um, conflict the way that we know it. There's an opportunity. There's going to come time. There's always going to be some sort of conflict. There's always going to be some sort of need to resolve something. Let me make sure this doesn't go out. Christina, how are you? I think it went out again. Dang it. I'm losing. I'm losing butane. Come on, light them up. Light them up. Brian Noble says, I truly appreciate what you're saying, but the stuff I have seen in the field of work I do for the past 14 years, I have lost a lot of faith in the big guy upstairs. I totally get that too, Brian. And there's a goofy saying that we say, you may have lost faith in him, but he's not lost faith in you. I don't think it works that way. I think, though, you're seeing a side of life. Look, man, the truth is this. Everybody's trying to bail. You might call this my, this might be my cross-examination for the day. Um, you know, the things that are hard to see are always there. Look, everybody wants to do it on their own. And if given the opportunity, I've done it. I did it a lot. I did it for years of my life. And I'm supposedly walking closer with God. And I was trying to do it by myself, do it on my own. There's something that happened to me when I was a younger man. I won't get into the details of it. It's a pretty cool story, I guess, but there was a time where I thought I wanted something so bad, and I gambled a lot on it, and I made mountains move. And the whole time I'm thinking, this got to be the will of God, but it wasn't. It was me doing my thing, and this is not the only time I've ever done that, by the way. Wedge Pantilles, what's up, Wedgie? Hey, all, I hope you're well. So, Elliot, do you really have 50 feet? No wonder you walk a lot. Submission to his will is difficult, Navi says. Many of us are independent and strong-willed, stubborn, and it's about denying ourselves. As he increases, I must decrease. That's very good. Yes, yes, yes. Well, in that regard, it's not just a submission to the big man upstairs. Pixel Trader, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. It's about so this is where I'm at. Okay. So I'm learning that I've been trying to get God to join me on my mission instead of seeing God as presenting the mission. He is the mission. He's giving me the mission. In fact, in Matthew 28, he gave us the great commission. And he's saying, I want you to join me. I didn't rescue you so you can indulge further in yourself. That would be foolish. He's saying, I want you to invest your time, your energy, your treasure. That's what it is. Time, treasure, time, talent, and treasure. That's what it is. Oh gosh, so that's a good little phrase there. Man, if I was my younger self, if someone in my old church ever saw me smoking a cigar and talking about Jesus, they'd be like, oh, he's a blasphemer. Listen, I'm just saying that listen, I can't speak for your individual experiences with the Lord. I know that he's been very patient with me. And anytime I've ever experienced anything negative, it's not because, it's that he's like, look, okay, this is what you want, I'll give you what you want. You don't want to do this on your own, you don't want to do it with me, I get it. You're hard-headed, I get it. So go ahead. When you're ready, you come back. And I'm going to be 47 years old this year. I've got the grade to show it. And it's taken me a long time, and I'm just learning it. So I'm saying that the thing I'm doing is now I'm still working. I'm still trying to build this business, but the building of the business is not just so I can Like I would love to move out of this house. I would love to, you know, I would love to do a lot of things. I wish I could upgrade. I would love to do this for my wife, but it's important that my wife and I are on the same page, and that's where we are. Hey, sweet Cass, how are you, man? So, what I'm saying is, and I can't speak for everybody, and this is one of the reasons why I left Twitter. Um, I didn't realize how beneficial it was to leave Twitter, and it's the reason why I left YouTube for a while because, oh, mi gente, señor Ortiz, and it's because the culture that has been fostered on these platforms, there only exists to focus on anything else but God. That's the truth. I think I've been IP banned on Twitter. Says, oh man, Brian says, man. My grandfather was. I don't, man. My grandfather was really religious, and I looked up to him, and he died. And I was, oh, okay. My good buddy died of brain cancer. I've seen horrible car accidents and seen kids I grew up with overdose. I hear you, man. Listen, I hear you, man. I'm not. Believe me, Brian. I am not minimizing whatever you've experienced. Trust me. I've had my own share of that as well. What I am saying is, no, Brian, don't. Brian, you and I are good, man. I just want you to know that you and I, this is you're talking to a different jerk monger, man. Tommy Sarkin, how you doing? I do miss you, Biggie. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate that. But what do you miss, right? Do you miss the? I don't know. I just I'm done with the soap opera stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm tired of it. It's not that. It's that it's not it's not profitable. It's not advancing the cause. So now that I have this vision, I've been working with my old art mentor, and he's been working with an organization called Acres of Love. And Acres of Love is they're literally rescuing kids in some cases out newborns out of the trash in South Africa. And it's about taking that opportunity to invest in those people. I can't fix every. There's a lot more. There's a lot more and worse going on in the world around us. And those people, though, they can be helped. They can be helped. Oh man, when you get away from Twitter for even a few days, it feels great. Taking a weekend to disconnect, get outside, find some clarity is amazing. Yeah, I've been gone for months. Twitter is where you go to lose readers. Mavi says that's for sure. Hikaru says, Mavi, that's for sure. Jesus says, Christine says, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I've overcome the world. Amen. So, with that said, Christina, you know, I want to be part of a winning strategy. I still want to be a winner. I still want to be successful. I still want to do that, but the success is taking on a new meaning. Um, you got a fast connection wherever you were parked. I mean, right. It's crazy. I'm right in front of my house, and this never get. This is like a dead spot right here. That's what's crazy. I'm telling you, God's trying to talk to somebody. Well, he's talking to me. Man, it's been ages since I tuned in. Hey, Monger, Papa Canesso, I don't do here. So I really want to urge you guys to join me over on Instagram. I am doing short live streams there. I think I'm going to start doing multiple streams. I'm going to be doing like one, not just one, but one in the morning and one in the evening. Tomorrow, I'm planning on bringing, or tonight actually, I'm planning a time with Antonio Bryce and Kanan because they're together over and signing the books for Brand. I want to promote the new book because I love Antonio. So it's not just about. I'm not just thinking about people across the ocean. I'm thinking about people right here in our neighborhood. I'm thinking about my friends that really need help. I don't want. Some of you here have grown accustomed to supporting projects because you want to take a stand. I really want to urge you to to support what you love. Do what you can. Um, if you can't afford this, don't do it. Don't buy everything if you can't afford it. If you can, awesome. Cosmeti, oh, I see you, girl. Guess I'm making an Instagram account. You can if you like. You don't have to. But all my new art that I've been producing is there. Starting next week, when I get back from South Carolina, I will be doing in those 15-minute streams. Part of it is to advertise my some of the platforms I've participated in. One of them is TeePublic. TeePublic is a good spot. I like them. I think they need to improve on their printing a little bit, but they're good. They're good. And I started the Jerkmonger strip so we can have like a cohesive thing. 10% of what I'm earning from the sales on my TeePublic store. 10% of what I'm earning on Gumroad. So I'm posting digital products as well. Cosmetic, I'm smoking a Rocky Patel. Rocky Patel, what is this one? The vintage 1999 Connecticut. This is a gift from Brian. Max says, yeah, I'm taking it easy with the campaigns. Wish I could back everyone, but it gets steep. Well, I think because we get into like this like fury, and it's okay. I mean, look, I'm not telling you not to back things. I'm not telling you to back things. I'm just telling you, just be at peace, man, with whatever you want to do. It's not that smoky here. It looks like it's smoky. It's like this is the light hit the camera somewhere. Right. I gotta light it up again. I used to smoke Romeo and Juliet in Afghanistan. They didn't seem to be illegal there. Peter, my message, Jerk Mong. I suspected it was Ryan, the one luring you to the dark side. Ryan? Ryan. Who's Ryan? Hold, please. Brian. Oh, Brian's been great, man. Brian's been a super brother to me, man. Super brother. He's talked me off so many ledges over the last few months. And look, I'll be honest with you guys. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'll tell you the truth, man. The constant bickering and that stuff, believe it or not, man, it was wearing me down, man. It was wearing me down. But it's okay. I understand where it comes from. I understand why it exists. So for some people, it's a personal thing. For other people, it's a business decision. That's fine. I'm not worried about that because what I can do is I can't reconcile that kind of intensity in my life. That I'd rather put that intense energy. By the way, when I do my live streams, and one of the reasons why I like doing the live streams shorter too, I'm only doing it for 15 minutes at a time, 15 to 20 minutes. Every once in a while, I'll do a longer one, and I'm trying to do it every day at 10:30 in the morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm just trying to figure out a good time to do it in the evening. So I want to hit as many people as I can. Because the other thing is, we were spending so much time over here on live streaming. Like I said, I'm smoking my cigar. So it's going to take a minute. But we were spending so much time live streaming that it's hard to focus on getting work done. And then when you start to go through the live streaming, then you find yourself like fighting people that half of you guys I've never seen before in my life. Ortiz says, yeah, negativity begets more negativity and it drains the soul. It does. You need some positive vibes to recharge the energy level. But see, the thing is, I don't believe that there's the way that you just said that, and that was a good way to put it, by the way, Mr. Ortiz. But the thing I'm saying is that when we do that, we lose sight of the more important thing, which is, no, Cam, I love you, man. I love you, dude. It was a joke about cigars. I know Brian is one of the good guys. Oh, of course, Peter, my mic. No, listen. This is what I'm saying. Don't take anything personal. It's all good, man. It's all good. We're just joking. We're just joshing. Dark side smoking cigars again, I think. Anyway, the point is, the point is that my why has changed, and holiness does not consist in doing extraordinary things, says Matt V. It consists in accepting with a smile what Jesus sends us, and it consists in accepting and following the will of God. Mother Teresa, I like that. Yeah, yeah, in many ways, right? So, but by the way, this is not a call for everyone to become a Mother Teresa. I do not pray for success. I ask for full faithfulness. I'm looking for success, but not the success that I thought I was asking for. Dungeon class. Oh, by the way, got me a new Jerkmonger shirt. Oh, my wife stole it to the. Oh, I appreciate you, brother. Can I be John Wick? Yes, Hikaru, you can be John Wick. Um, but I'm just telling you that for me, man, it's been super exciting to decide and make a choice. I've been talking to my son. New, like just great stuff coming from the way that we can think differently about the things that we do. So anyway, long story short, when I do my I'm doing the 10 15 minutes. Part of that time is going to be advertising those elements, and not because of, I mean, yeah, I like to sell more, but, and yes, I do have bills to pay, yes, but what I really want to do is grow this business so big that eventually I'm giving more money to God to fund and underwrite the growth of his kingdom, and I could live on less. It's not just about earning more money so I can have more stuff, more shish kebab. Sweet Cat says, I hear you, Elliot. Fighting online is not fun. It's also not profitable. Posting content and connecting to people is key. You know, I hear you, Sweet. I wish, though, I wish some of you would commit to that. And not because I'm trying to chastise anybody. I want you guys to, I there's an old expression my pastor used to say. He's retired now. He's my former pastor, but he's still a close friend. And he didn't like this phrase. I like it, but it was this idea of, I'm just another beggar who found bread, and I know where you can. I know that there's plenty of it, and you can go to him, and he will give you so much. He says, test me and see that I won't throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much grain that it will fill up your lap and pour over. And that's the kind of thing, over the last few months, since the holidays, since Thanksgiving, I listened to some incredible testimonies from my sister, from my former pastor, and I just said, man, I've been fighting over comic books so long, I forgot what it's like to be used by God. I, I haven't heard his voice like that in a long time. And I want that. I don't just covet money to pay bills. I'm coveting God now. I want God more than anything. And I want to be aligned with him. And he's doing stuff. And I know that there's stuff going on in this world that's going to be there. And what it needs to do is it needs to motivate us to do what we can. If we all put energy, there's an old song too. I got tons of cliches, guys. But there's an old song, gospel song. If each one would reach one, that's all you need to do. Reach one, right? But if you could reach 10, reach 10. The problem is some people reach 20, 30, 1,000 because 10,000 of us aren't doing what we're supposed to do. And I'm at this point, this conversation and now and for this little moment is strictly for my brothers and sisters in Christ. If you say you love the Lord, you need to put all this garbage down. That's it. If you say that you love Jesus, then you need to be loving the things that Jesus loves. And Jesus doesn't care about what printer you use or coronavirus. He doesn't care about that. There's something I used to say to my college students when I used to teach youth groups, and I used to be a youth pastor. See what I'm saying? I used to be a youth pastor. I'm so far from that, man. Not because of this. I'm far from it because my heart was far from it. The Bible says what a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. What's your treasure? Is your treasure getting that book done? Is it worth it? I mean, look, man, this is going to sound so harsh. Oh, my God. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking about myself. The way I was behaving, I was whoring out myself for a couple of extra sales of a book. That was what my life had become about. Jesus says this: seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. God takes care of the birds in the air. They don't work, they don't sow, they don't reap. They eat plenty every day. He says, look at the flowers in the valley or in the field, how beautiful they are. Not one of them do any work to earn it. They're more beautiful and more splendorous than all the treasure of Solomon. Solomon and all his treasure and all his kingdom, they're more beautiful. And then I love this. I just discovered this. I don't know if it's a particular translation or not, but it says, if God will cover the grass with such beauty, how much more will he do for you? So what does it profit for you? What does it add to you to worry about what you will eat or what you will wear? This seems oversimplifying it, right? It does. It does seem like that. But the point of that is not to oversimplify or to minimize. To Brian's point, there's so many crazy things going on around us. But each of us has some ability. I was putting more energy in my walking talks. So that's why I had to get away. I was walking and talking, but I wasn't saying nothing. Okay, I don't care about Lucas and Star Wars and Disney or Kathleen Kennedy. I don't care about that. I know some people have to care about that because that is their business. I'm not mad at that. But what I got to stop doing is comparing my life and my walk with those guys and those gals. And I got to make a choice. So I've been telling my son, it all comes down to a choice. You guys have heard the story of the for want of a nail, right? I don't even know it that well. I hate saying it. I love it, but I can't remember the way it goes every time. I always screw it up. I'm just saying, the opportunity out there, that's what I want. I believe God's been calling me for a long, long time to be a more significant communicator of what he cares about. And it's not always about being holy and don't sin and don't drink. And no, it's not that. It really isn't. I know some people think it is. I grew up in a very legalistic system where that's all we talked about. And that's why I'm so screwed up. I'm screwed up. I'm a broken man because I put all my energy into a self-righteousness, a false righteousness, worrying about things that there's another song I used to sing in the choir, by the way. I was one of the soloists, as you might, maybe you guys can imagine that, maybe not. Dang it, this thing doesn't stay lit. Um, and one of the songs I used to want to sing, but I could never sing it because this guy sang it at a higher key. He said, "History is full of man's achievements, but feeble is their bid for immortality." And he talks about how God must laugh at us. He must laugh. I do think he does. I think I believe that God was eternally happy. He's the source of all hope. He's the source of kindness and joy. He must giggle, right? I guess so. I don't know if he has a mouth like we do to giggle with, but anyway, this is what I want to talk about in my life. I'm not saying everything's like this. Trust me, I have opinions. I watch the news. I enjoy movies. I still love horror movies. I get it. I'm just saying though that when your life is more about, oh my gosh, am I gonna get copyright strike from YouTube? You know what, man? So this is the thing I used to tell my college students. Until the day, if I'm doing what God wants me to do, until the day He calls me home, as far as He is concerned and I am concerned, the jerkmonger is indestructible. Man thinks they have their hand on me. They it's like that movie Shawshank Redemption. I'm no one's slave. I'm no one's prisoner. Even if you put me in a jail, I still won't be a prisoner. I don't have to be. Can you believe people figured out how to smoke tobacco years ago? Well, who started that? Anyway, seek first His kingdom and all these things. You won't have to worry about that stuff. So that what that means though is it must accompany a lifestyle change, a different way of walking. I'm not talking about, when I was a Pentecostal, a lot of the girls used to wear long skirts. They wouldn't shave their legs. They had long hair. They wouldn't cut it. Boring. That is not, nobody cared. No one's moved to a lifestyle change or a life change because I wear an old, out of date plaid suit. Nobody cares about that, man. But what they do care about, that's one of my teachers used to tell me. They, again, more cliches. People care. This is people will care about how much you know until they won't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. Something like that. What the real religion is the religion that Jesus was preaching. That's the real religion. The real religion is not whether like he told the Samaritan woman, whether we worship God here in this temple or you worship there in the other temple, or whether or not we go to church on this day or you go to church on that day, or we go to church every day or you don't, and you only go to church on Easter. The real religion is that, what did he say? He talks about this in Malachi. He talks about the poor. That's why in the Beatitudes, in all of the discourse, he talks about blessed are the poor in spirit, for they will inherit the earth. They will inherit the kingdom. So he cares about the poor. Why? Because the poor, the financially poor is a picture. They're walking parables of what it's like to be without your maker. He cares about the widows. Why? Because in that culture, that woman who had no one to care for her, especially if you're an older widow. Can you imagine that? Now we have a culture of, oh, my mom's old, let's put her in a home. But there's widows, there's women out there who are defenseless. And this is antithetical to the culture today. The culture says, no, no, women are just as strong. In fact, some people have changed. I don't even want to get into all that. Because that's not really the point either. That's the thing. It's not about the politics of it. Forget about all that. Is there work to do? Jesus said the fields are white with harvest, but the workers are few. What is the harvest? These souls, these people that are in need. And we are God's hands extended. And if you've seen the worst of it, then believe me, you're not absolved from this. You are also now then even more so ought to be compelled to make a difference. There's a great song, Lauryn Hill. You guys know Lauryn Hill? You guys got quiet, man. Did I scare you guys away? Uh-oh. You guys are saying stuff. Peter Mike says, to be honest, the best thing you did was quickly identifying internet drama as the cancer it is and avoiding it like it was the plague. Amen. Wow, a monger stream. I've missed these. Hey, Lawrence, how are you? I believe that we are to maximize our talents that we've been blessed with to the best of our ability. Yes, Matt V. But I believe it's for the purpose. It's not, and it's not a compartmentalized thing. That's the other thing. I was like, oh, God gave me this cute little gift called art, and I take care of my art. The irony is, I'm asking now for big things. Now I'm asking for really big things. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I've been given an opportunity. I haven't shared much about this to teach a course. There's this company called Domestika, and they're like the Spanish, like European Spanish version of Skillshare. And they've invited me to teach a course, and they're gonna fly me out to Madrid to record this. And I believe I've seen God do stuff where I'm communicating more and more with people in Spanish-speaking countries and in countries that speak Portuguese. I'm gonna make it my goal to start studying Portuguese. I've had dreams about this stuff. I'm telling you, it sounds weird. You can call me crazy if you like. I don't care. Um, anyway, Lauryn Hill sings a song called "Oh Jerusalem." It's based on the moment when Jesus is about to enter in Jerusalem, knowing that they're going to worship him. They're going to sing Hosanna. They're going to wave palm branches at him, worshiping him as the Messiah. And then they're going to crucify him. And he says, "O Jerusalem, how long will thy faint thoughts lodge within thee, keeping you from perfection?" In the Old Testament, God says, "My people perish for a lack of knowledge." So anyway, so now my business, the Jerkmonger business, has got a brand new bag. We're not just in it for me. I'm not even doing it for my wife, and even not even for my children. I'm trusting God to do all of that if I put him first. and what he wants, which is to advance his kingdom, to care for the widows, to care for the poor, to care for the fatherless, the bastards, the orphans. God cares about them. Why? Well, for the a widow, God said this: for those who have no God, I'll be their God. And for those who have no father, I'll be their father. To the widow, he wants to be their husband. God didn't want Israel to have a human king. He was their king. And we keep picking everything else over him. Period. Period. And you know what? Somebody very crafty is going to come and argue against anything that I'm saying today. Godspeed, man. Good luck. This is the true religion. Oh, and he also cares about the aliens. Who are the aliens? I'm not saying that we shouldn't have the rule of law. And I'm not saying that people that come into this country, blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying it's the people that are outside of our culture. He wants us to love them because if there's anybody outside of a culture, it's us from God's culture. And yet, God so loved the world, a world that hated him, a world that would still hate him, that he gave his only son, that whoever would believe in him, they not only would they not perish, but they will have everlasting life. And either in this time, in this dimension, or the next, whether it's in this world or in the world to come. But God cares about the defenseless. He cares about the weak. He cares about the lonely. He cares about them. So the jerkmonger business is about that. I'm I'm being careful because I don't want, my tendency is to get on a soapbox and preach. My tendency is to start acting like I got it together, and I don't. Believe me, that's why I'm here now. That's why it's taken me a long time to come back and talk to you guys. I love doing paranormals. See, I'm still the same dude, man. I'm still the same dude. I still want to have fun, but there's a bigger dimension to what our purpose is in this world. So, Matthew says, you live many lives, yeah. Right on, Brian. I appreciate you, man. Manfred says, amen, brother. Much of what you're saying is part of what I've been reflecting upon this Lent days. Right on. Woo, Andrew J. What's up, Andrew? Good to see the jerkmonger in his natural habitat. True, true, true. Someone shoot that bird. Good to see you again, fellow Floridian. That's right, Ed Tenora. How are you? Andrew J. Been a while, brother. As Cam, Matt V says, jerkmonger brother, all of us are broken. We all fall short of Christ. We are to pick up our cross in order to grow closer to Him. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not. What I don't want to do is do the Christian version of the same thing, where we start to like virtue signal our Christianity. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm I'm trying to share this with you guys so you understand why I've done the things that I've done. Look, Doom Kicker is going to get done. I'm very, very ultra confident about it. I have a great system for it right now. I'm picking up where I left off, and I'm picking the pieces. As I said, if you guys are interested, starting next week, I will be doing more posting of Doom Kicker, along with doing more the live streams and also posting pics. So if you're really interested in to learn more about that, and then eventually I will also share it in the updates. But yeah, I'll be honest, the updates were tough for me because I didn't want to even talk about these things anymore. I was getting depressed. I was almost out of this whole thing, you know. Um, anyway, I'm trying to catch up to you guys. If you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans. Yeah, yeah. In His image. Christina says, yes, I used to practice that performance-based version of Christianity too. Now I'm trying to focus on the fact that Jesus already did that hard work for us. Amen. Kiddo Subway says, hello everyone. It's been a long time since I was here in the live streams. I remember being in the streams and bidding against Cam, if I'm right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Peter Mama says, I appreciate the people that for for that very same reason. Let's see. Trying to catch up. I'm seeing a lot of people greeting each other, which is good. Um, Kino says, I bought a duplex house so I could have a house and so mom could live on the other side. That way I know she's doing all right. Now that dad is gone, you should help the ones that raised you. Amen. This is what I believe. Lex orandi, lex credendi, lex vivendi. Translation: as we worship, so we believe, so we live. Right on, Matt. I like that. We know who they are, I think. No joke, Elliot, says Peter Mike Mike. LOL. Matt says, God will bless us. He wants us to bless him as well. He wants to bless us like, listen, if we are the sons and daughters of Abraham, what was the promise that God made to Abraham? See, this is what a lot of people got it all twisted. I got it twisted. For a while, I was like, oh, God wants us to be wealthy. I think he can allow us to be wealthy. The problem is when we get wealthy, we get greedy. It becomes about the wealth. And we don't understand because the wealth is not ours. Listen, I am a conservative. In fact, I'm conservative. I'm registered as a libertarian because I'm a very live and let live kind of guy these days in my life as I get older. But I'm still conservative to some degree. I don't want to argue about my tax money because it's my money. My next conversation is, you're taking my ability to help build his kingdom. And the world's going to hate that. And they're not going to like us. Stop being surprised at that. The world, Jesus says, they will hate you for my sake. The problem is some of us are jerks for Jesus. Never mind being a jerk monger. I've been a jerk for Jesus. I've been like, oh man, I start mouthing off and espousing my own views. It doesn't mean that I wasn't a Christian. It doesn't mean that I didn't belong to God. It just means that I was putting all this energy into doing stuff that was benefiting Jerkmonger, not him. Manfred says, Barantes, cool. Siempre he tenido la duda si doméstica sirve para algo, pero si vas a dar clases ahí, es posible que pague el curso. Lauren Hill, okay, you guys are way ahead of me. Or I'm way behind. By the way, the thing with Domestica, they want to invite me there. Here's the thing. This is one of the big asks I have from God. I got to pay for. I don't have a passport, so if I don't get this passport, I don't go to Spain. And then trust me, I don't even want to go to Spain. I'd rather keep hustling here because I feel really comfortable in my office, in my studio, you know. That's where all my stuff is. The others I'm looking to work with is Portuguese. We lived in Brazil. Right on, Ed. Maybe you are right, Elias, says Peter Mike Mike. The calling for you to teach there, those are your old roots. Don't tell me you haven't thought that you look exactly like plenty of conquistadors. Sure. God works in mysterious ways, says the adventurer. Right on. Pulling for you, Elliot. God's will be done. Thank Dark. The adventure, I can agree to that. Instagram. Thank you, Kuzmeti. I really appreciate that as well for sharing my Instagram. Ash falling in 3, 2. Yeah, it's all kinds of ash everywhere. He wants us to be spiritually wealthy in his kingdom with him. That's true, Manfred, but also remember, the money is his. I think he wants us to take it back. And here's the thing, I'm not going to fight. Jesus even said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, but unto the Lord what is the Lord's. It doesn't matter. Look, they can take most of our money. The early church was poor, but they, and you know, some people think this is the foundation of socialism. I don't think so, but because they cared about each other. The problem with socialism and all this other stuff is that I don't know who I'm doing this for, and they're just taking whatever they want, and then they spend it frivolously. I'm saying though, whether they do that or not, I can't spend the rest of my life fighting to conserve money and all that time I spent doing that, I could have been using what I did have even in small amounts. This is what he's saying. It's like, test me, test me. Uh, Give and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. He wants us to be active in his world. Some of us have decided that no, this is the world, this earth belongs to the God of this world, which is the devil. Only if we let it. Only if we let it. We have an opportunity. The call is the same as it ever was 2,000 years ago. Jesus says, go, preach the gospel, make disciples, teach them all things I have taught you, baptize them, get them involved so that they can then give their little bit and their little. Listen, that's what the miracle of the fish. I really believe this. The miracle of the fish and the 5 loaves. Listen to what he did. He said that people are hungry. The disciples said they're hungry. Anyway, and he didn't say, well, give what you have, give everything you have. In fact, the crazy thing is this. He broke the bread, broke up the fish to the disciples, then took the crumbs. That's what God's trying to say. I could take your crumbs. If you would just be willing and obedient to do it, we can change. We may not be able to change governments. I don't think that's what our destiny is. But like I said, look, some of you guys know I'm a big action figure guy. I started looking at my office and all these figures that I have. The investment I've made into plastic. Now, my mom made a great point. No, it's okay to have a collection. Sure, okay, but that's the Western way. That's what we do in America. Go ahead and buy as much garbage as you can. Buy heaps and mountains of plastic if you like. But then when I drive by, there's a whole community. I mean, let's allow a whole community of homeless people. That's probably about 20 to 30 people that are camping out in front of this Spanish supermarket. And every time I drive by the corner, I know, sometimes they're shysters, sometimes that's not me, that's not my problem. That's between them and God. Again, if you don't believe this, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm talking to those of you who do believe. That $20 that I spend at Walmart to get that stupid Marvel Legends action figure, if I took that $20, if I purposed in my heart that I'm going to do this once a month, I'm going to take $20, I'm going to buy 4 $5 gift certificates or 2 $10 gift certificates. I don't know, whatever. Start small, but do something, man. I'm tired. And again, it's not for you. I'm talking to me. Instead of buying that stupid action figure that does nothing for me, it's just feeding my ego or adding to my compulsive nature to collect and to hoard. You know, I could take that money and instead of feeling bad every time I see a homeless guy, I can, at least for that day, man, here's get some coffee, man. Get some food. Fill your gullet. That's what I'm saying. How long would be the Spain? The Spain thing is, it's for a week. Actually, it's really cool. They fly me in on a Saturday. The goal is to fly me in on a Saturday. I'm actually, and it's crazy because I started to develop. I'm actually writing. What I'm doing right now is to create product that I can sell. I have a lot of novice artists over on Instagram that follow me. So what I want to try to do is create product that will help them achieve their goals as artists. Again, I'm still using my gifts and talents, right? But what I want to do is take the I'm gonna start writing ebooks. I need money to pay for my editor. I need money. Anyway, that's another thing. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that And I'll fly in on Saturday. They give me Sunday to recuperate. I go in on that Monday and work with their producer to record the course that I've been developing already. So it could happen as soon as August or June, and maybe August or maybe later, depending on how things go. And God knows on now with Corona how everybody's freaking out. So who knows if that still happens? But um, and then that it's for that week. We record all the sessions with the assignments and all that jazz, and then at the end, and I'll be a teacher for them for at least for that course. And then at the end, I will on Friday they fly me back. They said um, I'm hoping I can knock that out in a couple of days, few days, and I can just go home. But they said I could stay longer if I like, but that would be on my dime. I'm not trying to. This is what I'm saying. This is where I'm at now. I don't want to be greedy no more. Let me tell you, and you know how I lost this weight. By the way, I was 260. Now I'm at 238. I'm down. I'm over 20 pounds lighter than I was because I'm eating what I need to eat, not what I want to eat all the time. Just saying. It's just a universal principle. Reference to socialism. Gotcha, Cam. Gotcha. Money is not real wealth. Love is, especially his. That's true, Manfred. But God does use money because He does say that all the cattle on 1,000 hills that belong to Him, all the wealth that we have is His. It's how we use it. So when you get, that's the thing. Listen, let me tell you something. If you're in this country right now, you are wealthier than the majority of the people on this planet. Period. So this is all relative. You know what I'm saying? Don't mock my Transformers. Wait, can you buy booze with gift certificates? Well, not at McDonald's. Um, Peter Charon says, I had to drive into work. Not sure if this was asked, but is Doug helping out at all with the Doom Kicker? Let me tell you. Let me tell you what Doug has done for me. Let me settle this once and for all. Doug may be happy to hear this, but I don't know if you guys know this, but Doug refused to take any of the money from Doom Kicker. He let me have it. And as soon as I start, Doug has an interesting method, and I wish he had done it differently from the beginning. It would have been less stressful. But you know what? Again, I see the wisdom of God in all of this anyway. If it wasn't for this particular circumstance, I would have just been comfortable enough to keep buying my garbage stuff and not think like this. I had to get to a different place so I can. This is what Paul was saying. Don't be conformed to the pattern of this world. The pattern of this world is, especially here in the United States, is nah, man. You got money, go buy stuff. Oh, have fun. Waste the money. Go spend it. But Paul says, don't be conformed to the pattern of this world. That's just one pattern, by the way. That's just one of the patterns. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I believe that God is renewing my mind. He's renewing my vision. He's renewing my dedication to Him and to the things that this is not new. This is not an epiphany. Like, this is not secret scriptures. This was always in the scripture. I'm just repeating what He's been telling us to do all along, right? I was doing it wrong because I had compartmentalized my life. So I'm doing this over here, what time is it? 1:30. Okay. I just want to be useful in His hands again. I had a friend in high school. I used to witness to her all the time. She was in my Spanish class, my friend Isabel. Um, and if there was a time I was doing it wrong, it was when I was in high school. I was a raving Christian lunatic. I was brash and I was confrontational. And I know I didn't know anything that I know now. I know a lot more now. And now that I'm older and I know a lot more, I realize how much I don't know. Right? That's a cliche you've heard 1,000 times. I joined the army. I made so many terrible choices. I was a Christian by proximity. What I mean by that is I was a Christian because I was going to church every day. But once you're in a situation where you're in high stress environment like basic training, and you're forced to, that really put my faith to the test. And I learned quickly it wasn't faith at all. It was habit. It was ritual. I messed up a lot. Messed up a lot. I remember I was at the end of my rope, and I said, God, if you let me come home, I was when I don't want to overblow this, but I was depressed. I had crazy thoughts about doing crazy things. I was drinking all the time. It's not an uncommon tale in the army. I wasn't the only one, but looking back as a believer, I can say, oh, I was in trouble, and so are they all. And I lied. I never intended to come back home and live my life for God. If you bring me home, I'll serve you for the rest of my life. That's true. I am serving the rest of my life, but that wasn't what I was intending. That's stupid of me, right? My dad, he was really strict, but he realized what was going on. I was a man now. I served my country. I was trained to kill or be killed for my nation. And I was willing to do it. High speed, low drag. And I was lost. I come back. I really didn't want to hear any about rules. I didn't want to believe any of this stuff. And I remember the word came back to me that Isabel had become a Christian. That even though I was doing it wrong, and even though my heart wasn't really in it like I should have been, he said, if you just have the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can transplant a mountain. I don't think he meant a real mountain. It's clear it's these obstacles in our lives that are so big that there's no way it can change. God's like, I'll take the crumbs. I'll take the crumbs. And that's all I got left, man. It's crumbs. And God's doing something. I'm seeing changes in my family. I need to also schedule time to be with my daughter and take her on dates, and my wife, and my son. The importance of just hanging out with my boy. I'm spending more time on live streaming, stressing over what someone thought or didn't think about me, over whatever. I was missing it out again. That was awesome. Like, keep the focus on the weight loss. You will be feeling better the more you lose. Yep. McDonald's sells booze. I failed at the words, Peter McKnight. That's very cool of Doug to do that. Doug is good people. He is good people, as a matter of fact. He's flawed, and so am I. And so are all of you. And so is every critic. We're all crooked deep down. We're all crooked deep down. Monger, I got to run. I'll help you get that passport. Spain calls. Appreciate that. I didn't say that for that, Matt. I appreciate you. God bless you, man. I really appreciate just your fellowship and camaraderie, man. That's what I need. It's a dang true realization, realizing how little you know. Hey, it's the Monger. Matt C. What's up, homie? Manfred says, got to go to lunch. May God be with you, Elliot. Love you, man. You too. Venture says, I forgive you. Thanks, Venture. I appreciate that. I had no idea you served. Yes, Papa Canesso, I did. 2 years. 2 years, 10 months, 13 days, and about 5 hours. I'll never forget it. Family first. What we do for a living does not define us. Amen, Gonzo. Amen. Do what you got to do, Elliot. We'll be here. You've got to look out for yourself and family first. But you know what, though, Dark? It's this is all part of it. This is all part of it. God also intended for me to cross paths with all of you, even though I don't know most of you. This is about that. And it's important for me to be this transparent with you guys because not everybody's being transparent with you guys. I can't worry about that though. I got to do what I got to do this way because you guys are part of it. Doesn't mean that you guys need Jesus, although we all do. It's not because I was sent here to preach the gospel to you. And that's not why. If nothing else, just to encourage you to stay in the race. Like Matt said earlier, Matt V, pick up your cross and follow him. You guys know the story about the rich man, right? Jesus confronts the young rich ruler, says, "Hey, says, Rabbi, what can I do to inherit the kingdom of God?" It's a Jewish man, apparently very accomplished in all the Jewish customs, and he did all the things he was supposed to do. He says, "Well, do this. Make sure you go here. Make sure you go to the temple. Blah blah blah." Yeah, I've done all that. I'm good, right? I'm good. And Jesus laid down the final one. Says, "This is the only thing that's left. Sell everything you have and come follow me." What? Sell everything you have and come follow me. Does God really want you to be poor? No, no. It's not about poor or rich. It's not about that. It's where your heart is. You can be wealthy. You could be dirty rich, filthy rich, and still be completely impoverished, bankrupt in your soul. That's what I'm trying to convey. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys. I've been here now almost an hour and a half. I hope I don't want to beat you guys with it. I've been talking to Mike about this stuff. I've been talking to Brian. I talked to Doug about this the other day. Um, I'll talk to anybody who will listen because this is with the good stuff, man. This is the good stuff. One of the things I take issue, I don't know if I take issue. One of the things I don't agree with Doug about is that this is not about the comics. It never was. God didn't give me all this just so I can be a rock star. But if I were a rock star, it's so that this star can point back to him. I hope that that's what I'm accomplishing here today. That's why I wanted to come back and talk to you guys, share a little bit about my journey, where I've been, where I'm going, what I'm dreaming about, what I'm hoping for. Um, by the way, from now on, any artwork you buy from me, again, I might even raise it on the artwork too. If you buy a commission from me, if you buy a piece of art from me, I want you to know that at least 10% of that money is going to go to. I've done it already with all children's, but and I'll still donate my artwork to the children's charity auction. I'm sorry, not all children, St. Jude's. There's an all children's hospital here in St. Pete. Um, and let me tell you, you guys have ultra supported me, and I realize that. I talked to Mike about this too. Obviously, some of you guys are a little spent on art. I mean, how many Batmans can you buy from me, right? But this is why it's so important to grow the audience. And whatever you do, whatever you invest in anymore going forward, and this is not a seasonal thing. This is going to be my goal. My goal is eventually. Oh God, this is terrible. I probably shouldn't say all this, but I want to make so much money that the majority of it is going to go, instead of tithing 10%, I'm going to live on 10% and tithe 90. That's what I would love to do. Does that sound crazy? Yeah, that sounds crazy. But as I've told the Lord, I've been your fool before. People have laughed at me before. I'll be your fool again. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not saying this is what God requires. I want to do that. That's how I want to honor my Lord. And that's my dream. That's my dream. And it doesn't mean that I get to live in a lavish lifestyle either. It means that I'm also doing what I can to live within my means and, fix up what we got to fix. Some of my home is in disrepair in some ways. I need to fix it. That'll come. But before I even touch a new faucet uh, handle, I can't stop thinking about babies being thrown into the trash. This is by the thousands. I can't stop thinking about the the invisible children, these kids in Africa who are being kidnapped in the middle of the night to be brainwashed and controlled to become soldiers for a war that they've been fighting forever. You know, I, I, look, I've been affected. I've been affected. Being straight honest with you guys, I've been affected by the sex trade industry. We all have. You know, those are not victimless crimes. Those are not victimless habits. Those websites you go to, those clicks bring money in dollars, and they're bringing in children from Russia and from China, and they're because they think that's, hey, there's a market for it. Those little girls, those little boys, those grown men and women turn into modern day slaves. There's all this talk about reparations, and I think those are important conversations, one way or the other. But damn it, man, there's people right now, maybe in your neighborhood, who is chained, and not because they find pleasure in it, by the way, but because they've been brought over in those big boxes, like in that Daredevil movie, that show, that stuff like that's going on. Taken, that stuff's going on. Maybe there's no Liam Neeson looking for his daughter, but for every Liam Neeson getting his daughter, there's hundreds and maybe thousands of these kids. The church I go to supports these missionaries that are trying to. They're there as English teachers in the Philippines, I believe, and they're going out at night trying to rescue these kids. This young married couple. Man, those guys. I don't. This is why it's hard for me to enjoy these movies anymore. Those are my superheroes now. Not all of us can go. Some of us got to support. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. All right, let me read what you guys are saying so I can leave you guys alone. You guys have been lambasted enough. You heard the man, you bunch of crooks, says Peter Mike. Mike, your boy says, sorry to ask, but is Doomkicker happening in the future? Love your stuff, my man. Happily first. Family first, God bless. Your boy, and working on it right now. I put out an update. I pushed it out to June. That's my goal, is to have it complete by June. Well, for sure. Can we still commission you in the future for cool drawings? Yes, Matt C, absolutely. And as I said, I welcome those because those will, and I promise you, you will get the best I can put out for you guys. That's reasonable. I want you guys to be happy with the product you get, and I want to secure funds to underwrite these ministries. Felix Lazarus says they forgot what it is to be a man, Elliot. Instead of worrying about themselves and actually seizing the day, that they bicker and gossip. Maybe. But we're all doing it though. That's the problem. That's the problem, Felix. Papa says, I'm glad I tuned in. There were other streams, but I think I was meant to hear this one for you, sure. Appreciate that. Your boy said there are a couple of recent updates, and he said before he's going to post more often, and he has a plan about how exactly makes what's left of the book, and he has full motivation. Absolutely. Felix out. Take care, muchacho. You got it, Felix. Matsy says, yeah, Hopkins is legit. Great place to donate to. Right on, right on, right on. Get her done, and God bless. Thank you all for Redneck. Dark Admiral says, it can be both. I found you and others that are Christians in the comic sphere because of the live streams and such. It can be, but I also got to be careful. Sometimes the water here is poison. I can't drink it. It's bad. It gives me bad ulcers. Lady Celtic Moon, hey dear, how are you? Peter Mike says, I'm God's fool, Macho Monger 2020. That's right. Have you run this 90% deal past your wife? Yep. As a matter of fact, my wife and I are in complete agreement. My wife is currently, she's a crazy blessing. She's been given an opportunity. The Hillsborough County is going to take care of a good portion of schooling so she can become a teacher, so she can teach some of these type of kids like that are, they call them ESC kids, but kids that have troubled homes, kids that have broken homes, kids that have been abused. I mean, severely abused, severely abused. I've heard crazy stories. Um, and she's learning to love on them, and she's doing it through the school system. This is just an extension of that, trying to find opportunities to do it beyond just this space. Sweet, you still talking, says Brian. Become a preacher and do the work then, Justin McClure says. That's what I'm doing, Justin. You don't have to do it from a pulpit. That's the thing, Justin. I'm doing it right now. And you can do it too. All of us can, man. And preaching doesn't mean fire and brimstone. Like I said, man, I'm doing a t-shirt design. It's called Repent, that old time religion. Repent is not about, repent or you'll die. It's it's I take no pleasure in the death of him who dies, says the Lord God. Wherefore turn yourselves and live. It's not a fear of destruction. It's an invitation to a relationship and fullness with God. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, people are going to want to mock me. It's okay. I get it. I know what I believe. I know what I'm doing now. I've read really scary stories about young ladies disappearing, even in SF and LA. That's right. They never even hear about them again. And you know what? A lot of it's happening right here in Tampa. A lot of it's happening right here in Tampa. Good to see you again. Eric Weather says, thanks for this, Elliot. Really appreciate you. Glad to have a piece of Elliot on my wall. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that as well. Justin says, nah, no more art. Go right into school. Get your license. Get put in a church. You seem perplexed, so fix it and do the work. Oh, Justin, I see what you're trying to do. It's okay. I'd like it when I can help people at work and get kids out of house that they should not be at. That's it, Brian. That's it. I'd love to learn more about your business, man. Comics Legend says, what are your thoughts on the Critias situation? I'll address that. I've talked to Critias too. Critias is my friend, and he's a human being, and he made some big mistakes. He knows it. I've told him so. Everyone that everyone's mad at, I've talked to, and by the way, they've talked to me for the same reasons. He's in a bad situation. He's committed to fix it. Is it right? I don't know. It's not right. He's not saying it's right either. And I also say, I heard some people say this the other day on a Jordan Quartered stream. A guy has guts, man. Knowing the crazy that happens here on YouTube and Twitter, and he still can't. He's either crazy, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? His head is in the air. I don't know. I don't know if I would have had the guts to do it, but I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm here doing this now. I know when I come over here, people want to. This is what they do. They come and start to mock. They come and mock, and they start to criticize because they think that they have access to my heart. Here's what I'm trying to tell you guys: you don't have any more power over me. You have no more power over me. Only one person has power over me, and he's showing me the way to go. So, Godspeed, all you guys, all you mockers. I hope the best for Critias. I always liked him, says Cam. Awful Redneck says, Critias is horrible with money. He's not a horrible person. I wouldn't trust him with any of my money, though. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, man. I told him, I mean, I don't think this is speaking out of turn, but I told him, I said, Critias, I love you. I can't wait to read your writing. I imagine you must be a fantastic writer. You are a terrible businessman. but that's the up and the down of a free market. A lot of people have lost investment money on failed businesses. It is the name of the game. I'm not making excuses for it. I'm just identifying a reality, and you can either work with it or you can't. That's all. And we'll be okay. Never wanted power over anyone, says Cam. Brian Doe says, way too much ugliness, people using their kids to hide their drugs and stuff. That sucks. Yeah, oh yeah. See, Brian, you know stuff, man. I know you know stuff. And I hope you know that I know that stuff too. So I'm aware of that as well. Have a good one, everybody, and God bless. Right now, I'm Dark Admiral. All right. So with that said, I mean, did I answer that question well enough? Um, I'm not here to judge anybody like that. I mean, the only thing I'm willing to judge is the facts and put them in the proper place. If I thought, believe me, if I thought, because I've talked to him a few times already, if I thought Critias was mean spirited or had some kind of ill intent, this would not this statement I just made would not go the way it went. I remember when I first got involved with this community 2 years ago. There was an incident where someone had lied about making a threat to someone. And before I even knew who they were, purely based on the sincerity I perceived in their apology, I said, everyone deserves a second chance. What has broken my heart the most isn't that Critias made mistakes, isn't that Critias may have been an um, a poor manager of a business. What has broken my heart is some of those people who receive tremendous mercy cannot extend it in return. It's just like that parable. Justin wants me to preach. I'm preaching it to you right now. I don't need to go to school for that. This is basic life, bro. Basic life. There was a man who was owed a master a bunch of cash. He pleaded and pleaded. The master had compassion and he says, I forgive your debt. When the guy who had been forgiven the debt leaves the master's presence, he stumbles into a guy that owed him money and he proceeded to beat the tar out of him. When the master heard that, he said, not only are you going to pay it all back, but you're going to be my prisoner until you pay it all back. I believe some of us will become prisoners in our own skin, in our own muck, in our own judgment, in our own. Everybody's guilty. Everybody knows that they lie. Nothing bad ever happened. We wouldn't have any idea what good is. Brian says you're a good man. So are you, Brian, man. I appreciate you. And thanks always, man. For those of you who don't know, Brian Doble is always hanging out with me and tries to at least come in for a little while on my live streams. Brian, how do you think the live streams are going over on Instagram? What kind of what do you think of them? How do you like the presentation there? I'm saying that because I feel like these long, like I know I've been on here almost 2 hours. I won't be doing this anymore. This is, like I said, this was an opportunity to kind of talk to you guys, tell you about what my thoughts, and come what may come. I don't care. Um, it's okay. It really is okay. You love them, but be honest. I mean, if I don't want. Listen, I don't want you guys to just, oh, you're such a good guy, Elliot. I love him. I think you're being honest, but I'm saying, for anybody else, you don't have to like what I'm saying. You don't have to like me that much. To be honest, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying. I mean, I care about it, but I'm saying, too easy. He is noble, not fair. um, but I'm just saying, I really want you guys to, especially those of you who've been watching me live stream. I've done a lot of growing up here on YouTube as far as that's concerned, and so um, I feel like I don't mind the critique. I want to do a better job because I want to accomplish more. So see what I'm saying? Like that's why it's so funny because it's not that the activity changes that much. In fact, I'm more productive now than I've ever been art wise. But it's like I'm just like it's that motivation thing, that why has shifted everything. They are great, Brian says. They are great to see you draw. I wish they were longer. I also like the pencil drawings more than digital. Yeah, but you know what though? There's a method to that madness too, Brian, because again, the majority of the people on there, a lot of them are younger artists, and many of them are into digital art. So I'm trying to showcase that. Not only that, but the the digital tools afford me an opportunity to record things. Like eventually, I might not spend as much time. Uh, Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I'm not even sure I'm trying to be a good man. I'm trying to do good things. That's what I'm trying to do. God will have to judge me in the end, but in my heart, that's really all that's going to happen. Is everything that I've done is He's going to judge it. You know, I think it's funny. It's funny. People like, I'm sorry, Justin. You just happen to be the one to bring it up, but people will say, go do this in the church, but don't do it here. Why not? Everything else gets discussed here. All kinds of private stuff gets discussed here. People get to share all kinds of ugly thoughts about people that they can't stand or they hate, or they would punch them or beat them, or they would dox them, or blah 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 blah. Why not? Why can't I talk about Jesus here? I'm not gonna stop, man. It's too late. It's too late. Y'all done lost me. Um, but anyway, yeah, I want to try to find ways to make it so that it appeals to them, because they're kind of my future audience, and that's kind of how I see this young uh, demographic. I know a lot of you guys are old school guys and gals, and for you it's all paper and stuff. But this next generation, man, and you guys can argue if you like. I know I hear Zach say it all the time. Oh, my digital. If you're not if you're not seeing the writing on the wall, I don't know what to tell you guys. But these young children are born with iPhones and iPads in their hands. I'm just telling you, it's happening, whether you like it or not. Keep it short so it keeps people wanting more. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, that's the other thing. And that advice came from other people who are stronger in marketing, by the way. So all these long live streams that we do here, again, this is like I feel like I kind of owe you guys some conversation, but that's what this is like. This is a bad thing for your channels, right? If you really want to grow that. This reminds me of politics. The people I most admire have no temptation to run for office. The more admirable Elliot is, the less we get him online. Well, maybe, but it's not though. See, Matt, and like I said, I'm gonna try. I would love it for you guys to come follow me on Instagram. I really would love it. It doesn't. I have, and so one of the reasons why I'm on Instagram especially is because I'm on there. Like I have almost 128,000 followers on Instagram. I don't have that many followers here on YouTube at all. And when it was you guys, it's a lot of the same audience, and so I feel like I'm just kind of I'm in a not an echo chamber either. I'm hearing my echo against the corner of a wall, and I keep these two walls of me, and it's like when I was growing up in the Bronx, and my grandmother's in the projects with my grandmother. There was all this lead paint. I used to always pick it, and I mean, if you said something loud enough, you just hear your voice kind of repeat. And I'm saying that I feel like you should blossom. You should you should uh, I forget the term, but I want to grow where I'm planted, where there's clearly that's where my audience is. So there's definitely a long-term goal. I will throw in the pencil drawings from time to time too, so because I think those are still important, because a lot of the educational stuff I'm going to be offering, it starts with the fundamentals. You don't need a $1,500 iPad or a $3,000 Cintiq, or you know or an iMac or a Mac or a desktop or blah 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 blah. What you need is just a good old fashioned pencil and paper. And if you don't have that, you can do it with. I mean, look how they make paints. They used to crush flowers. It's crazy. Don't mind Justin. He's just a concerned troll. That's okay. Brian says, dude, I'm all about positive stuff. I've been listening to if Lane Ian McKegg interview because he wicked positive. Oh yeah, he is. He's a cool guy. I'm 35, is Brian, but have only been drawing for about 5 years. Well, I'll help you, man. Don't worry about it. We're gonna work on that together. Elliot is on the religious high, but that is okay. Really? Maybe. I guess so. Again, call it what you want. I don't care. So true, says Peter Chan. Sharon. I eat up the live streams. I just listen to the whole shift if I can. Peter says, I'm just happy to see Elliot on this YouTube channel again. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it as much because it's too personal. It's too personal here. You know, get thee to Elliot's Instagram. Stop it, Cosmetti. Pick it or eat it, says Peter Mike. Uh, check out Elliot's awesome T-shirts here. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, so check out the T Public. I got some Jerkmonger stuff on there. One of the things I'm gonna do right now, if I have time before I have to pick up my daughter, um, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but the work I was doing took too long. I'm gonna be I'm gonna start my account with Webtoons, and I'm gonna post up my Jerkmonger strips there. I think I'm gonna color them first, though. I'm not sure. We'll see. Justin says, not what I'm saying. I follow many preachers, even Dr. Taylor Marshall to Sensus Fidelium and sermons. I don't even know who those people are. I don't know who those people are, Justin. I'm a concerned troll. Hello, bro. All right, that's cool. I know someone who I love to show your lessons on art. Right on, Ken. This is my last stream, says Justin. I hope your mind and body get well. Later, too. Peace out, Justin. Sharon, I need the tiger blood tea. Oh, that's funny. Get her done. Justin McClure. Peter Sharon says Elliot does great drawing videos on Instagram. Heck yeah. Says, yeah. So it's what it looks like is kind of like it's a because it's shorter. I'm definitely more energetic because I want to really have fun with everybody, but we only have so much time. And I'm also trying to, as I'm doing all this, I'm developing those books, but I'm also developing video courses, which is why that Spain thing is so important because I've already actually developed most of what I need for that course, just preparing for my own videos. So that's going to be fun. If you don't say something to avoid offending, soon you will say nothing. Yeah, well, it's all good. It's all good. All right, kids. So with that, obviously I've overstayed my welcome. It's been nice visiting you guys again here on YouTube. I really do appreciate you guys. All of you, all the, you know, I will say this, and you guys have always on my channel with talking with me. Um, you got it, Matt. You got it. Matt, just let's connect on Instagram. I'm definitely there all the time. So draw course videos from Elliot. Take my money, says Peter. So yeah. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm actually. Oh, what do you guys think about this? Hey, Mike. Thank you, man. I'm actually developing something else. This is gonna be. I'm calling it the Jerkmonger Blueprints. And what I'm going to be doing is we art courses cover anatomy. Yes, I have. I broke. What I started to do was I started to write a list of what I thought would be books, and then I started to group them in categories, and I realized each book was actually a chapter of the same book according to their category. So now I have about 10 books that I want to write. And like I said, I want to do a good job. I don't want it to be chippy choppy. So I'm hoping to, again, some of the money I'm making is going to go to help pay for my editor to edit the books and make sure they're squared away. And I'm just pumped, man. It's some good stuff coming. And there's some other things I haven't talked about yet. But anyway, I'm doing this Jerkmonger Blueprints. Jerkmonger Blueprints are going to be like if maybe you already maybe you have a block or maybe you're not that get skilled in drawing that you don't know how to see the dimensions of the head the way I kind of mark them off when I do the cross line here and then the line for the chin and all that stuff. So what I'm going to actually do is develop a series of things, basically under drawings that you can take and you can do them in Photoshop or whatever digital program you use, and or you can print them out and use them, light box them if you like. You can do whatever you want with them. But those are going to be those blueprints. I think those are going to be the best sellers because that is like the shortcut, and then you get to just try it, that kind of stuff. So, will your art courses cover? Let me yes, Comics Legend. How to, yeah. So it's going to be. I'm going to break it down. So so the courses will eventually be more expensive. The books won't be as expensive, but the books will go with the courses. So you'll have that, and then when I do the course, when you pay for a course, you're also going to pay for an opportunity for me to review your work, and then at a certain level or something like that. But you'll pay for me a chance for me to review your work and critique it, and I'll draw over your work and show you where it was right or wrong and that kind of stuff. And like I've been telling everybody, um, right now, Cam, I'm talking about it on Instagram, but I'm building up my website, and that's the other thing I need to pull money aside for. I'm trying to raise money to pay for a year of Squarespace, unless I can find a better deal, to open up an e-commerce site. I tried doing it on WordPress. It is too challenging for me, and I don't have the time or the energy because I'm still getting tired sometimes to learn a whole other platform like WordPress. So unless I can get help from somebody to do it, but I also find that that can be difficult. So, all right, Lawrence, God bless you. Take it easy. So we'll go from there. And I always say Lawrence. I'm sorry, Lauren. It says Lawrence. Zach Bradley, was that? Okay, thank you. I'll try to connect more on Instagram. Thanks, Cam. Sorry, off topic. You have any Comic Cons in Orlando in April? We'll be down there with the wife and daughters. I think MegaCon is in April, and I will be in MegaCon Orlando. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Like I said, this weekend I'll be in Florence for a one-day show called PowerCon, Power Comic Convention, and then come back for a week, and then the following weekend we will be going out to Dallas for Fan Expo Dallas. So I hope I'll see you guys there. Everybody, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time and sharing with me your concerns, your questions, your criticisms. It's all good. I do appreciate you guys. I know that sounds maybe I don't hope I'm not sounding insincere. I do appreciate you guys, and thank you for your patience. It was practically painless, but I do appreciate you guys. And my cigar, I still have enough cigar to smoke. I'll figure it out. But thank you guys. Thank you all for who supported me on Doomkicker, and despite my own lack of management of just doing the updates, it's gonna get better. So stick around. It's gonna be good. So I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Godspeed. Jerkmonger out.